So think of it as a positive mental bookshelf inside you, and you're constantly battling those bad thoughts. When you're changing, you're going, you know what, I'm going to put a better thought up here on my bookshelf and push off a bad thought. Welcome back, Mike, Golden State Picker. Thanks for joining me today. Got another video. We're going to show you some stuff we found and sold. We're going to bring Pow in, and she's got a few things that she sold. So we're going to see Pow in this video, and we're just going to talk about reselling and life in general. All right, everybody, if you're new, I'm Mike. I'm out of San Jose, California. Thanks for joining me. Really do appreciate it. Been selling on 7 years now. April's going to be 7 full years on eBay and Amazon. We'll talk about Amazon later in another video. Got some news there down the road. But anyhow, I thought today, starting off, I'd talk a little bit about positivity again. This is going to be very brief, so stick with me. You know, Scott Adams died, the great cartoonist of Dilbert, a while back. And he has a podcast. I think it's Coffee with Scott. I think that's what it was. And he was talking about something that really struck me in a way. I thought about it. And you know, I have all these books here in front of me. If you've been on my channel, I have all these great books, Atomic Habits, Tribe of Mentors, you just name it. I got a lot of them. They're like reference books in front of me. So I can pull one when I need a positive thought or something like that. And Scott was talking about this, and he's talking about a positive mental like bookshelf in your mind. How do we change our attitudes throughout the day? Because you always hear people say, hey, just think positive. Well, it's a lot harder than that, obviously. But what he was getting at was you only have so much space on this bookshelf, and you are trying to constantly crowd out the bad thoughts, is what he's saying. You can't stop having bad thoughts or these things that go through your mind. So what you want to do is to fill that bookshelf up with as much positive reinforcement type situations or books. You know, think about that. And you're constantly crowding out the bad. And that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to build this positive library for your day, your life, your whatever. That's what you're trying to do. So think of it as a positive mental bookshelf inside you, and you're constantly battling those bad thoughts. When you're changing, you're going, you know what, I'm going to put a better thought up here on my bookshelf and push off a bad thought. And you know, I thought about that and I go, that's a really, really cool way to think about it. You know, I've always talked about, you know, the other way is you wake up in the morning and you have a factory of workers. Half your brain is positive, half your brain is negative, and they're looking for the trigger to your day. They want to know, which way is your day going to go? You have a choice. And the foreman of each factory is getting ready to fire up what you give it. So another way is, what are you going to put on your mental bookshelf? The positive or the bad? Put the positive and push the bad away. So I'm going to leave you with that simple little part right there before I get in here to what I found. I thought that was really cool. Scott has since passed away, and he had a pretty cool podcast. So there's a lot of great podcasts out there. And Scott, you know, he had a way of doing things. So interesting. All right, now, hey, let's get into what I found, and then we'll bring Pow in here and show you what she sold, and then I'll take my turn and show you what I sold. I was at Savers, and I got 5 items in one day. And I have not been out sourcing a whole lot, holidays, all that kind of stuff. But I did go this one day, and I found this little interesting thing. It's a dash cam. I always like brand new electronics. Who doesn't? Really obvious, guys, right? When you see something like this, you pick it up, you find out, hey, what's it worth? It was $6.99. This was, I believe it was Tuesday. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was Tuesday. So I got 30% off all of this stuff. This was $7.99, okay, at Savers. It's worth about $35. Not a whole lot, but again, That's where a lot of the value and a lot of the stuff that we find is the 25s, 35s, 45s, and then you hit the big one, and then that really starts to push you. So again, don't poo-poo these little small items. And we talk about using your eyes, right? Your eyes just tell you. So every time I see this, I go, that's a simple one. It came out on a cart. I grabbed it. This was $7.99. This is a mag light, okay? And this is a 19.5 or 20-inch mag light. Look at how big this is. My friend Julio was talking. He goes, this is the one you can keep in your car because it's also could be used as a weapon if someone attacks you, you know. No one can pull you over and say, that's a weapon. That's a flashlight. But this is a mag light, and this is about $50, I think. Roughly $50 for this nice mag light. I think they're made in California. I think it says right in here, Ontario, California. I'm sure they still make them. I'm not positive. I have another mag light in my house that I do use, but it's obviously smaller. Now, I'm going to bring all these over. I'm going to have to pull them out. But here, I'm going to show you all three. There were three of them. 2 Scrabbles, a 50th anniversary, a deluxe vintage, and then a Monopoly Clue. All three on one cart, okay? All three were $7.99 minus the 30%. So you can see. I think the bottom one is worth about $50. The Scrabble's worth about $65, and the Clue one up top's worth about $40. Not a whole lot, but hey, you got to take if it's whatever's there, you got to take, and these will eventually sell, and I will, obviously make some decent money. I'm going to put it right there. All right, so that's the 5 items that I got at Savers, and not bad. Hey, nice little run. It was about an hour and a half I was in there, and that was it. All right, I'm going to go get Pal, bring Pal back, and we're going to talk about what she sold in the next part of the video. See you in a second. All right, everybody, we're back. Guess who's here?
Pal.
Pal is here. And if you're new to my channel, Pal is my son's wife. She's from the Philippines. Yeah. She's been here almost for 4 months now.
Almost 4 months now.
4 months, yeah. 4 months. And she can't really work. She needs her green card.
Yes.
Haven't got it yet.
Yes, a work permit or a green card, but we're still in the process of getting that now. Hopefully very soon.
Yeah, so in the meantime, she's taking stuff that my son gets, or she's going with me sourcing, putting it up on his account and selling on eBay. And we're here to show you 3 items that Pal has sold in the last couple days. She's actually done, she's done pretty good. I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool. All right. So Pal is here to tell you about the 3 items, and here's number 1.
Yes. So this is my husband's item. Actually, it was sitting in his room for quite a while. He got it from like a game dev con. So it's a Blizzard Con special edition Blizzard Authenticator.
Yes. So see what it is? It's like a little thing you get from these Comic Cons and those, like you get, and she sold it. And what did you get for that?
Yeah, so this is $25. So from 0 to 25.
Yeah, so again, we talk about the stuff, right? It's all this. You start off with the stuff around your house in general, right?
Yes.
And you've been doing a lot of that.
Oh, yeah.
My wife's been cleaning up stuff, giving her stuff, and it works out, right?
Yeah, we're starting from home basically, and then putting it up on eBay. And we have actually one more thing.
Oh yeah, we got more. We got a couple more.
Thing that's just at home. My husband got it for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
And this is basically free. And yeah, since it was the holidays, everyone knows the Grinch.
And he got Joshua got a lot of.
Yeah,
he got a lot of stuff because he's out teaching autistic kids and working with autistic kids.
Yeah, so this is one of the things that he got for Christmas, and we don't really need it, so might as well just put it up. I put it up, and after a day,
it's sold because you priced this one right?
Yes.
She was getting smart. She's smart anyhow, but she's getting smart by really looking at where does this thing fit? It's not Christmas now. I want to move it. I just don't want to get it hanging around, right? And so you priced it right. And what did you get?
Yes. So we sold this one for $26
and $9 shipping, right?
$9 shipping. So again, 0, 26.
Yeah. So there you go. So right there's like $50 in free, basically, because this was definitely free. The other one came with the Comic-Con event. Now this next one this is a good one for you to understand how I work, because you hear me talk about this over and over on the channel. And Pal and I went thrifting at Savers one day, and what did I tell you that we do when we leave the store? We
look at what's coming in or what's being dropped off, and
this item was in there, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to talk about what the item was. Now, this was sitting. I'm going to hold it up because it's pretty big. Pal's going to talk about it.
Yes.
So here it is.
There it is.
It's a Howard Miller, right?
Yes, it's a Howard Miller clock, and
it was sitting in the bin, right?
Yes, sitting in the bin, just dropped off. We were heading out, and he spotted it actually, and he was like, "Oh, what clock is that? What name? What brand?" And then we looked at it. So we didn't think it would be like we didn't think it was going to come out. Yes.
That was what we were thinking. I told Pal, I said, look, we got to go. And it was kind of half buried, but it's Howard Miller. Now, I sold Howard Miller at my furniture store, so I thought this clock had some potential. And I didn't know what they were going to price it at. And I said, hey, we're probably going to miss this. We're not going to get a chance at it. But what happens with me is the morning we do a route. I took her on a complete route.
Oh, yeah.
And then we went to Goodwill's, and we came back to Savers, okay? Now, I don't think we mentioned go look for the clock, right? No, we weren't talking about looking for the clock. And the good thing here is Pal goes one way, I go one way in general, and she starts to look around. And I think she goes, hey.
Yeah, I said, hey, it's the clock.
And she's carrying the clock.
I picked it up, yeah.
And I said, and real quick, I looked at it, and how much was it? It was like $28, right?
Yeah, 28, something like that.
It was $28. So we put it in the cart, and we said, hey, let's take a look at it. And I knew it had some sort of value, and I had to make sure it worked. It had the key, and it had the pendulum, so everything's in there.
Yes.
Now, we're walking around the store, and then we're getting ready to check out. And I said, okay, you got a coupon for your clock.
Yeah, and I said, oh, this is for you, because he was the one that originally found it, and I said, oh yeah, I picked it up for you.
And I said, Pal, no. I have a rule. If you find it, it's yours. So I wanted Pal to have the clock. I didn't want to. I'm trying to have her understand that it's, hey, I didn't get it. She got it. Okay. I had mentioned it to her. Well, it's no different than anybody else mentioning it to somebody else, and they got it. So we put it up, and we put it up for a fair price, not aggressive, but a fair price. And what did we get for the clock?
Yes, we sold it for $150 with $36 in shipping.
Yeah, so and this is another thing that I do is we got an offer on it. We took an offer because we wanted her to get some income and some money flowing through. And the one thing I look at is shipping. I'm always looking at that, right? She's always saying, boy, you really hit the shipping thing. Because cubes is the key. It's not the weight, it's the size of the box. So I always ask her, where's it going?
Yes.
And this one's going all the way across the country. It's going basically to the New England area. So I had $36 shipping, which is really on the line. I have to pack this pretty compact to hit that number. Okay, so that plays a factor. Now, if they would have said like California, I would have been like, okay, let's no problem. So we were looking at it kind of closely.
Yes.
And we decided finally, let's just do it. Okay, so a nice little sell for Pal. She got 3 items here, and she's learning, and that's the key. She's learning that you can find stuff at home and also on, obviously everywhere else.
Yes.
But there we go. So there is Pal stuff. In a second, I'm going to show you what we got. We're going to do this video, and then we're heading out to where?
Monterey.
It's a beautiful day. So it's really going to be a nice day in Monterey. We're going to go out there, the family, and have some fun. All right, so I'm going to cut it here, get my stuff in here, and I'll show you what I sold. Bye
guys. Mabuhay.
All right, I'm back now to show you what I sold. I got about 12 items, not much. I did everything through Saturday, and this is Sunday, and this is Martin Luther King Day, so it's Monday, so it gives you an idea. I don't have to get anything out because pretty much the post office is closed. So when we get back from Monterey, we will ship this stuff. All right, let's start off with, hey, it's not baseball season, but baseball season is coming. Baseball gloves. Boy, I can't even get my I don't have that big hands, but that's a tight one. That is Rawlings, and it is a fast back. And Savers, I know this is probably a Savers item, These gloves there are about $6.49 to $7. They do not price them very high at all. And this is a fastback, nice little glove. And we got 42 plus free on the shipping. Now people ask, what do you do with a glove? This is probably going to go just over a pound. I will test it to see if it can be under a pound, and I'll put it in a poly bag and see if that'll work, but it probably won't. If not, then we go into a padded mailer, priority mailer. So that's what I use for that. Out of the bin of books, we got a couple of video games. Now, I got some other ones and I lotted those together, and then I always look to see which ones I can sell individually. Oops, I'm trying to hold them up here. Individually, and these sold. And we got one for Guitar Hero. It was brand spanking new. And Guitar Hero, we got, oh my gosh, 23 plus free on the shipping. And Naruto, and that is a manga or anime character, I believe. And nice one. And they all have, all the ones I got had the book. So complete in box is what you call that, CIB 27. So right here, these got me almost half a bin because they're about $100, $50 or so right there. Can't complain about that at all. Gotta make some room over on this side. Here's an interesting one. Got this at Savers, $4.49 for this game. I immediately was triggered. And what I mean by triggered is, as a kid, this is what I played. And I was like, wow. I go, you know, it's just so cool. And they had it taped. And I don't know why they do that, because you got to check it to make sure everything's there. And when I opened it up, it was like all these like memories came out because of just the way I remember the little plastic cards and everything. And this is an interesting, nice little game. The person who's buying this, I've got to make a correction on the shipping, because this person wants this to go priority mail. Wow. Okay. So the football, we got 30 plus 15 on the shipping. He's going to up the price on the shipping. He said he'd pay the difference because the last item he got, it got 3 days to him and then another 14 days before it got to him. And he said, no, I want priority mail. So we will figure that out. 30 plus 15 on the football game. Put that over here. Stay right there. Be careful. All right, we talk about Bibles. Here is an interesting one. This is the Jerusalem Bible. You can see I've got the jar link saran wrap that I use to kind of keep these bigger books together. And it's very, very good condition. Some of the Jerusalem Bibles go for a lot of money. There is one that has Salvador Dali as the illustrator that does really good. This one, when you pick it up, you go, oh, it's going to be worth a lot. Not really. $30 plus free on the shipping. So still, not bad. Now, out of the bin of books. Yep, I find more of these kind of things. Echo Dot, they get dumped in. Brand spanking new. Nobody used it. Sealed. Echo Dot from Amazon. And the Echo was 27 plus free. You take that money a whole day long, right? Now, out of my bin of books, we got a lot of bin of book stuff. Here we go. This is Goosebumps, a little box set of Goosebumps. I think it's missing the top part. It might not be, but this is going to be a local pickup. 30 plus local pickup. So yeah, even people will pick up books locally, you bet. Where else are we going? Let's go over to this one here, and this is The Great Artist right here. I have sold many of these sets before. You might be hearing a car backing up. Somebody's got a beeper going on. And this is various artists, and I use the saran wrap to wrap this up. This took a little while. They can sell really quick or hang around a while. And this little, I shouldn't say little, it's heavy. It sold for $58, and we got 25 on the shipping for this. This will go medium mail. It won't be 25, but with fees and everything, I'll still be pretty square, pretty okay. I'm gonna put this back here. All right, let's talk about car manuals. Here's another one I sold. This is the Lincoln Continental 1967 shop manual. I got these out of the bin of books. There was about 20 of them that were all stacked together. Somebody had them. We got 29 plus free on the shipping. The last item is going to be cool the way I found it. We're going to talk about different ways to find stuff. So we're going to show you that in a second. And this one here, a 2-volume set of SpongeBob, basically same thing, out of the bin of books, and doesn't sell for a whole lot, but it's money. $16 plus free on the shipping side for that one. And now we're going to talk about the last one. Okay, garage sales, right? You're driving around with garage sales, and I saw this one sign that said, garage sale this way. And I didn't know that it was basically from the week prior. It was one of those ones that were just up, right? But I went down the street and I noticed, I go, okay, there's stuff on the lawn. And it was like free. They had a sign free. There was, I don't know how much, not a whole lot. So it's like they had left it out there. And I go, okay, I'll go look. And here's what was on the lawn. There's 4 of them. I'm only going to hold up 2. Campbell's Operative Orthopedics, 4-volume set. I'm like, okay, 12th edition. I'm like, I'll take them no matter what, because they got to have some value. I'm a book guy. And the title is Operative Orthopedics. And we finally sold it. It took a while, but we sold it. We got $100 plus $25 on the shipping side on those 4 books, sitting on someone's lawn, free. There is so many ways to make money in reselling. You see what Pal's doing, teaching her how to sell stuff from the house. Just many different ways to find inventory. You just have to just keep at it, keep forging ahead, and it will pop into your lap. It definitely will. So there you go. A little bit of everything today in the video. A little bit of mental stuff at the beginning, give you some kind of a boost, some motivation, positivity, a little bit of what we found, what we sold, and pow. So there you go. Thanks for watching. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe, like, and bell notification. That's the only thing I ask here. Really appreciate it. And everybody who's watched my videos, super thanks to everybody. And I will see you in my next video.